essential oils from plants that had been painstakingly selected, cultivated, and distilled with rigorous attention to quality. This exacting process became known as seed to seal and has been Gary's guiding principle ever since. In 2014, we celebrate Young Living's 20th year and the tireless discovery, innovation, and transformation that all started on a small, pristine farm in St. Mary's, Idaho. The fruits of Gary's journey are found on our global farms, extensive product offerings, and cutting-edge laboratories. Most of all, they are found in the hearts and homes of all who have experienced their own essential oil transformation. Thank you for being a part of the Young Living story. We invite you to be a part of our future.
Whoops, wrong scene. Hello, it's me and Kat, and we're trying something different today. I'm just gonna double check. We should be streaming to Kat's channel. It says it's live on my end, so I'm just going to. Yes, we are live on Kat's. I hope we're live on mine too. I think we are because I can see the comments coming in. The good thing about today is that we have everyone's comments that we are gonna be able to see right here. So. And I will bring up any that come in from Kat's channel. It's just been a little bit of a moment. So here's what we're doing. We're reading Young Living, and sometimes it's hard to read and look at the chat coming in. So this way should be able to get it all done.
Sorry.
I don't know.
What did I do?
I don't know. I think you're good. I have Catch Chat open in StreamYard. And so here's, we also have, wait, where is it? We also have the is this it? Oh, let me just get out of this one. And so we're going to be able to have the chat on the screen while we read the transcript. I don't have who's going to be talking because I couldn't find the files, but we're going to work through it. We're going to figure it out. But we are, that's what we're going to be able to do. I'm going to let Kat go first and introduce herself, and I'm going to pull the comments off the screen so we can at least see everybody. So, hello.
Hello. My name is Kat. I'm a licensed registered dietitian nutritionist, and I have a YouTube channel. Primarily, it's where I make content about anti-MLM information. I like to talk about just the diet culture within a lot of programs and supplements, and kind of debunk the claims that a lot of distributors are making, but also some of the actual companies themselves. So that's a primary focus on my channel, just helping people to move away from toxic diet culture-esque things, and that's it.
Cool. And are you currently taking new clients for your business?
I am, yes. I am back to work from maternity leave. So
love that. So if you are looking for an incredible person to work with who is a registered dietitian, Kat is the person that I think would be great for you. Or find out for yourself. Send her. How can they get in contact with you, Kat?
On my, just katbensonrdn.com. That's probably the easiest. Or Instagram, dietitian Kat Benson. Yeah. And you can DM or, any of those would be, they lead you to the places.
Awesome. That's great. Amazing. I am so glad that Kat is streaming this with me. She has been super flexible when I've been like, oh my God, I'm buried under work. And she's like, no problem. Let's just stream on Saturday. So she's done that several times. I really appreciate it. The whole reason we even have these transcripts is because Kira Manchester, aka Mombi, gave them to us, and it's been incredible. It's been a delicious tea. I will say that the first 1,013 pages have been eye-opening, to say the very least, and the least explicit of what we've heard. We've heard about demon possession. We've heard about operating without a medical license. We've heard about religious propaganda. We've just heard all the things from Gary Young, from former Young Living employees, and it's been a whole delicious session. It's been a little bit long, so we've been using the voice mods. We've been taking lots of chat breaks. It's been incredible to do this with the live stream. So thank y'all so much for the support and hanging out with us as we try to uncover the shit show at Young Living.
Christina, yes, I do have a pro bono spot left. Message me and I'll send you the link.
Okay, that's awesome. So someone just said, let me see if I can put this up on Kat's channel. Andre Popescu said hi from Germany. So I'll put that over on Kat's channel. I can't put it up on this one. So here's the Spark Notes. DOTERRA won this trial. That doesn't mean that we are big fans of multi-level marketing company. The reason we're reading this in its entirety is because information control can go pound sand, in my opinion. And a lot of this has been very revealing. Like, Young Living doesn't have the number of farms they personally own to be able to meet the demand of their distributors and their customers. So they have been using, and we found out from Kira and other people, but they have been using brokers and partner farms since its inception. And we've heard a lot of other things, but this is a trial about a breach of contract. Young Living said, hey, y'all, going and starting a new company is a breach of contract. And DOTERRA said, hell no, it's not. We didn't breach anything. And this court case is already finished, but I think in the process of the reading, we have found some interesting things that we think would help inform the consumer. If you're looking to buy essential oils, maybe Young Living and DOTERRA maybe are not the right company to support. Maybe they are. You decide for yourself. Do you have anything to add to that, Kat?
It's just been interesting to see the responses from the witnesses and everything. And we finished Miss Levitt last week.
Yep.
So we're starting on Herbert today.
Oh boy. Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Yep. And the live chat always gets to pick what voice is going to be the voice mod. I'm still technical difficulties figuring out how to download a new voice, but we have Polite Demon Lawyer and we have Baby Snark. So that is always up to the live chat to be able to decide. And that's your decision. So live chat, let us know who you would like to, who would you like to be whom, I guess. And this is going to be Mr. Gaylord and the new. Let me see. Yeah, so we're on page 113, 1013, correct? 1000.
I have 73.
73.
Yeah, I
Am I in the wrong?
Said 13.
Yeah, 1013 in the corner. I'm on page 140. Maybe that's wrong. So you're on page 73?
Yeah, pretty much out there because this is a recross still.
Yeah, I see the recross.
Go page 200, I believe. Let me look at that.
200?
Mm-hmm. I think. Okay. I'm pretty sure. Sorry, Dad.
Let me go back over here then. I must have the wrong document open. Okay, let me see.
Because I had them listed out in that last email. Let me see what it was.
I thought I had the right one open.
Okay.
Yeah, I see Harrison, Levitt, Herbert. I think that I forgot to highlight. Let me see.
We finished the.
Save to files.
We finished Levitt, right? Pretty
Yeah,
sure.
we did. So we're at page 200. I definitely forgot to highlight, so it's gonna be a little bit different today. So we're on page 200, and I'm
It's
on
on
the
there. I have the highlight done for that one.
okay. I wonder
I
where I
have the
missed
highlight
it.
all the way until 281.
Okay, let me see what I did wrong then. I'll just try to download this one again. Save to files.
Yeah, 200 to 281 is highlighted.
Okay, I thought I saved it to my because I don't see I'm just
Yeah, I
downloading
thought
the
you had the
email.
updated one too. Yeah.
Save.
Last week, I'm pretty sure when we did the Levitt one, that was the updated one.
Yeah, that's what let's see. I wonder. Let's see, is it this one?
Today is a good day to do laundry.
Yes. Let's see.
Oh. Thanks, y'all, for being here. I am so excited that we got done with Harrison. We got done with Levitt. And let's see. Now we're on to Herbert. Gordon Herbert.
Yep.
What did we say his name was last time?
Gerbert.
Gerbert.
Yeah.
Something.
So we're direct examination of Gordon Herbert, page 200, correct?
Correct, yeah.
Okay, all right. I have the right one now. That was my fault. Awesome. That was my fault. Live chat. Okay. All right. Okay, let me make this little line go away.
It's the cross by Smith that I haven't finished with the highlighting.
Okay. Okay.
Perfect.
All right. Okay, and let me put the live chat up here because that's the whole point of trying this today. So we have the live chat over here. Yeah, so we're going to be able to do that and have that up. Lynn, hello. Hi, Hunter. Hello, everybody. Okay, so who did we, Arnold Schwarzenegger? Buddy, I don't have that one. I do not have that, that voice mod. I think, good luck with your date, Mermeow, for sure. I don't know, which we have.
This is Baby Snark. Gary Young was Baby Snark, and I
also have Polite Demon Lawyer. So, I don't know who should be whom.
Live chat, what are your votes?
Yes. Demon Lawyer.
Demon Lawyer.
Okay. That's one vote for Demon Lawyer. We've got
for the the lawyer. Okay, for Mr.
All right.
Toth.
Demon Lawyer for the lawyer. Okay. Corinthians says Baby Snark. Corinthians, we'll have to do a break with Baby Snark for sure. I think we're gonna start with Demon Lawyer and we'll move to Baby Snark later. For sure. Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. So Mr. Toth is Demon Lawyer? Alright.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Herbert.
Hello.
Let me introduce myself to help situate you in the courtroom. My name is Justin Toth. I'm an attorney, and I represent the plaintiff, Young Living Essential Oils, LC, in this case. Do you understand that?
Okay.
Do you understand that this is a case about a lawsuit filed against Mr. Harrison and the other defendants about violation of their non-solicitation agreement?
Yes.
And how did you come to learn that information?
I think it was common knowledge.
Could you repeat that answer, sir?
It's been out in the public.
And
Has it though?
has it? Yes.
Okay, yeah, so it's been out in public.
Who have you discussed it with?
I talked to the attorneys, Justin, my wife.
So you've talked to Justin Harrison about this case?
Yes.
And you've talked to Mr. Harrison's attorneys about this case?
Yes.
Have you talked to anyone else other than Mr. Harrison and Mr. Harrison's attorneys?
I don't recall.
Have you talked?
I mean,
I'm sorry, go ahead, sir. I interrupted you.
I don't recall anyone in specific.
Do you know Boyd and Sandy Truman?
Yes, I do.
Do you know Carol and Delmont Truman?
Yes, I do.
Have you discussed this case with either one of them?
I don't recall talking to them.
What about do you know Gina Truman?
Yes.
Have you talked about this case with Gina Truman?
I do not recall talking to Gina.
You own a mortgage company, correct?
I did.
You don't own that anymore?
Right.
At the time that you owned that company, where was its physical location?
It was in St. George, Utah.
I'm sorry, what?
In Utah.
What? And what was the address?
I could have redacted this, but this is no longer there. So 552 North Dixie Drive.
And did you rent that space?
Yes.
And from whom did you rent it?
I rented it from Delmont Truman.
Fair to say that you've known the Trumans for a long time?
What do you consider a long time? Mr. Smith says objection vague as to the term Trumans, two-term Trumans, and the court says go ahead.
Go ahead, you can answer. Did you say overruled, Your Honor?
No, go ahead.
Thank you. The question simply was, you've known them for a long time, correct?
Mr. Smith says objection vague as to which Trumans.
Fair enough. You've known Carol and Delmont Truman for a long time. Is that fair?
What do you consider a long time?
I'm not trying to be tricky. Over 10 years, 20 years, you were renting space from them back in 2007, so...
I've probably known them before I rented them, maybe 5 years.
And so you've known them for at least 15 years. Is that fair?
Yeah.
And how long have you known Boyd and Sandy Truman?
I would say at least that long.
And how long have you known Gina Truman?
Not quite that long.
Maybe 10 years?
Maybe 8.
Did you know her before you joined doTERRA?
Yes.
And do you know Rob and Wendy James?
Yes, I know who they are.
And how long have you known Rob and Wendy James?
I met them in 2008.
Did you know them before you joined doTERRA?
No.
You said earlier that you had talked to Mr. Harrison about this case. What specifically did you talk to Mr. Harrison about?
I think our general line of conversation was how crazy it is, how idiotic.
That's what he told you and you told him?
No, that's what I told him.
What did he tell you? In order for you to make that determination that it was crazy or idiotic, what did he tell you about the case?
The case was against doTERRA, and the case that he told me he was being accused of soliciting me, which, again, my response.
Did he tell did he talk to you about your conversation, what your conversations were with him?
I'm sorry?
At the time of you joining doTERRA, did he talk to you about what that meant? What solicitation meant?
Not specifically.
Did he ask you to recall the conversations you had with him back in February of 2008?
No.
Did he talk to you about any meetings you had done together with him?
No.
How many times have you spoken with Mr. Harrison about this case?
I don't know.
It's been, when was the last time?
It's been going on multiple years. I don't know how many conversations we've had.
More than one?
Yeah.
When was the last time you talked to him about this case?
Maybe I'm not sure.
Okay. When Justin Harrison was working at Young Living, you spoke with him fairly regularly, correct?
Yes.
And sometimes your calls with him are personal, correct?
Sometimes.
Yes.
Okay.
You were personal friends, were you not?
Yes. Yes.
And other times they related to Young Living work, correct?
Things going on at Young Living, yes.
You're currently a doTERRA distributor, correct?
That's correct.
And you and your wife are both Young Living distributors, correct?
I don't know. I worked with my wife. I know she was, but I don't recall ever signing as a distributor agreement. So I don't know if that legally makes me a Young Living rep or not. I mean, him and I both. I was about to say, how do you not know if you're a Young Living rep? But here I am. So, chat, I ordered, one of my friends was in Young Living and she was trying to sell, trying to build her business, and I really wanted to support her. And so I purchased products from her, and I didn't know she actually signed me up as a distributor. So, in his defense, one thing.
Yeah.
He could potentially be telling the truth and not know if he was a distributor or not. If I did not have that experience, I would not have believed him, though. Oh, there's a. Do you see the chat?
Yeah, I got the bot. Yeah.
Okay.
I wish I could hide it, but it's stuck. So.
All right. Yeah, this guy does not seem to be happy. Herbert does not seem to be happy to be there.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't remember which.
Nope.
Oops, sorry. That's me. Let me lock it. Oops. Nope. Lock. Okay, there we go.
All right, I think we're on line 16.
Okay. Did you consider yourself a Young Living distributor?
Not really.
Did your wife consider herself a Young Living distributor?
Yes.
And do you consider yourself a doTERRA distributor?
Yes.
Have you ever held yourself out to anyone as being a Young Living distributor?
Please explain. Held myself out?
Have you ever done a meeting with your wife where you were meeting with Young Living distributors? And did you hold yourself out as being a Young Living distributor?
Okay, just another note. Hold yourself out is a really weird saying. What?
Yes.
Okay. I taught essential oils
For Young Living?
not for Young Living, no.
For yourself?
For myself.
For your own distributorship?
Or for Jolie's, my wife's business, yes.
Your testimony is that you were at least working for your wife's business, correct?
Yes.
Did you talk with your wife a lot about her Young Living distributorship?
Again, a lot? What do you mean, a lot?
Just frequently. Is it something you talk about a couple times a week? Every day? A few times,
No, we worked together. I did the books for her, so yes, we talked.
Would
I'm
you
glad
s-
somebody's doing the books.
Yeah. Would you say those conversations were more than once or twice a week, less than once or twice a week?
Mr. Smith says objection, irrelevant, and the court says sustained. Back to Mr. Toth.
Mr. Herbert, we're going to talk a little bit about, we're going to change subjects and talk a little bit about some of the conversations that you had with Mr. Harrison in the February of 2008 time period, okay?
Okay.
And let me ask you right now, let me ask you, do you have any recollection at all of anything you said to Justin Harrison in February of 2008?
Yes.
Okay. So with that, then, why don't we look at,
Sorry, can I just say I'm so frustrated like reading Mr. Toth because like he doesn't even look, I'm saying as a lawyer, as someone who is in the public eye trying to convince someone of something, he needs to take a pause and like wait to say what you're going to say cuz he's like, "Oh, he changed his mind mid-sentence." For whatever, 1,000 pages he's been talking.
And I think maybe he might, I wonder if he was kind of nervous talking to, hey, if he was kind of nervous talking to Mr. Herbert because like he's obviously not really happy to be there, and so maybe he's just kind of tripping up his words because he keeps asking questions that aren't really that specific. And yeah.
Yep.
Karina, I thought the same thing. Hold yourself out.
Yeah. I thought that too. I was like, sir, that's not okay.
What do you mean
okay.
by that?
Yeah, what do you mean by that in a court of law too? We're all confused. We're all very confused. Oh my God. Okay. Oh boy.
Okay, we're back.
Line 16.
Thank you. Okay, so with that, then why don't we're going to look at these records here. I'll represent to you, sir, these records are admitted evidence in this court, and these are Mr. Harrison's phone records, okay? You'll have a copy in front of you. You'll be able to look at it on the screen. We're going to blow up in a few places here some of these lines so we can talk about them more specifically, okay?
Okay.
So, to begin, I'd like you to look at what's going to be up on your screen on it's page 102, line 214.
Oh, thank you.
Do you see that?
Yes.
See that highlight?
Yes, I do. Oops, I didn't redact that part.
That's okay. Let me... Okay. Sorry,
I'm sure people, that's fine. I'm sure no one has like these were made publicly like available, so I'm just gonna redact.
I did so
There we
well
go.
the last time.
No, you're good. Literally, Kat has been like holding our team herself, and she's been doing the highlighting and the redacting, so it's awesome. Okay,
We're both
reading. Hello, live chat. I did not mean to cover Kat's face up. It's in the perfect spot over here, and I didn't. It's not in the perfect spot on the other pages. So, all right, well, redacted. We're ready to go.
Is
Yes,
that your...
I do.
Okay, perfect. Is that your phone number redacted?
Yes, that was my mortgage office. Oh yeah, he doesn't own it anymore, so that's an irrelevant number now.
Yeah, okay. And this shows at 1:07 p.m. on February 8th, 2008, you had a 34-minute phone call with Mr. Harrison. Do you have any independent recollection of what was said on that phone call?
I do.
Now, tell me how you have that recollection sitting here today about 10 years later.
Because the things that we talked about impacted my life and impacted Justin's life to a great deal.
So you remember this specific phone call?
Yes.
All right, now we've heard from Mr. Harrison. Do you know that he's been on the stand?
I guess.
And he testified that in this phone call, he told you about a call that he had with Gina Truman and Rob James the prior evening. Do you recall that?
I don't recall that, no.
Okay. And he told you in this phone call that he had learned about a company called DOTERRA. Do you recall that?
Yes, he did tell me about that company.
What did he tell you in that phone call about DOTERRA?
It was a new company starting, and of course, it had been rumored, there is a new company starting.
And did he tell you how he had learned there was a new company starting?
That I don't remember.
You don't remember him telling you anything about a phone call he had the night before with Gina Truman and Rob James?
That wasn't the reason I remembered the call.
That's not my question, sir.
Okay.
My question is really simple. My question is, did he tell you about the phone call that he had with Rob James and Gina Truman in that phone call?
I do not specifically remember
Has he
that.
ever at any point in time told you about a phone call he had on February 7th with Rob James and Gina Truman?
Has he ever?
Yes.
I don't recall one way or the other whether he did or didn't. No.
My question is, you're telling me you don't recall about any specific phone call you've had with him. has he ever talked to you about that at all? A phone call he's had with Rob James and Gina Truman.
Mr. Smith says objection, asked and answered. Back to Mr. Toth.
I believe his answer has been he doesn't recall he had that with a phone call. I just want to know if he's ever talked with him about it at all.
The court says, I'll allow it. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Back to Mr. Toth. I don't recall that conversation about that particular thing.
Do you remember what prompted... Did Mr. Harrison tell you what prompted that phone call on February 8th?
That phone call? This one right here?
Yes, sir.
Did he tell me what prompted it?
Yes.
The conversation we had, I'm sure, yes. What prompted it?
Yes. My question to you is, Mr. Harrison testified he called you to tell you about the conversation he had with Gina Truman and Rob James. You've said you don't recall that. I'm asking you now, did he tell you anything about what prompted him to call you on February 8th?
Obviously he did.
That's not my question, sir. My question is, did he tell you what prompted him to call you?
I'm sorry, I thought I answered the question.
I don't think you have. Did he tell you?
Mr. Smith says, I would object, Your Honor. I think he has answered his question. The court says, overruled, I'll allow it. Back to Mr. Toth.
We can see, sir, and you've told us that he called you. I know he called you. We have that in black and white here. My question is just, did he tell you what prompted him to call you at 1:07 p.m. on February 8th?
Yes, he did.
What did he tell you?
He told me he was leaving. He was going to quit Young Living.
Okay. And he told you also about this new oil company called DOTERRA, correct?
That is correct.
Did Justin Harrison say anything to you in this conversation about something called Operation Smooth Move?
Not that I recall, no.
Did he talk to you at all about whether the Trumans would be interested in joining DOTERRA in that call?
Mr. Smith says, objection, vague as to Trumans. The court says sustained. Back to Mr. Toth.
Did he talk to you at all about whether Carol or Delmont Truman would be interested in joining DOTERRA in this call?
Not that I recall, no.
Do you recall him talking about to you? Wait. Do you recall him talking to you about whether Boyd or Sandy Truman would be interested in joining DOTERRA on that call?
Not that I recall, no.
Do you remember him talking to you about any of the Truman family in that call?
No.
You don't recall that?
I don't recall that.
Was this the first time you had heard about DOTERRA on this call?
DOTERRA as a company, I had heard of a new oil company. Yes. This was not my first time, no.
Sorry. Okay. When was the first time you heard there was a new oil company?
I'm not sure because the information, the rumors were out there for months.
And what did you know from the rumors? What were the rumors that you had heard prior to this time?
Mr. Smith says objection, hearsay, and the court says overruled. And back to witness. What's his name? Herbert. What did I hear about the rumors?
Yes, sir. You were aware of a new oil company?
Oil company.
My question is, you said you had heard rumors. My question is, what understanding did you have based on those rumors prior to February 8th?
Prior to February 8th, it was a lot of, we don't know what's going to happen. There's people talking about a new oil company, but as far as the details of it, I don't recall the details.
But you knew that. You knew who the people. You knew that, for example, David Sterling and Emily Wright were involved in this new oil company, correct?
Mr. Smith says objection. Leading. The court says sustained. Back to Mr. Toth.
Your Honor, this is a witness who's...
The court said, do you want him to treat you to... Do you want to treat him as a hostile witness?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll allow it. Go ahead. Okay. He says, Herbert says, restate the question, please.
Oh, just really quickly. So, Emily Baker, like, you can understand what a hostile witness is. She just did a podcast on this, but it treating someone as a hostile witness allows you to ask, I think, different kinds of questions. So you're allowed to do a specific kind of questions on direct. You're allowed to do other kinds of questions on a cross. And when you treat someone as a hostile witness, it changes like how you're able to ask those questions based on if you're doing cross or direct. So I know that's not very clear, but if you want to listen to it, Emily Baker's like most recent podcast on YouTube, you can go listen to it over there. So, okay.
Great information. All right. So restate the question, please.
Sure. You understand that David Sterling and Emily Wright were part of this group starting this new oil company.
At what point?
Prior to February of 2008. That was part of the rumor? You knew that, didn't you?
I don't remember when I knew that they were a new company coming. There was a new company.
You knew that David Hill was involved in that new oil company prior to February 8th, 2008, didn't you?
Prior to
Yes.
Prior to February 8th, 2008? Okay, yes.
So you knew that David Hill was involved. How often? So I'm just curious. You spoke fairly frequently with Justin Harrison throughout because of your relationship together. Prior to February 8th, 2008, did you ever discuss with Mr. Harrison that there was a new oil company being formed since you had heard these rumors?
Sure.
Tell me about those conversations you had with him.
Mr. Hawkins says objection vague, and the court says sustained. Back to Herbert, he says the conversations was that there was a new oil company. As far as details, I don't recall any details because I don't think there was any details.
What did he tell you about it in those conversations?
A new oil company.
What did he tell you? Did he tell you who he thought might be involved?
Who he thought might be? No, I don't recall that.
Okay, so there's your good friend, Justin Harrison, is involved in an essential oil company, correct?
Mr. Hawkins says objection.
Called Young Living at that time?
The court says, what was the objection? And Mr. Hawkins says, I withdraw.
Your good friend, Justin Harrison, was involved in Young Living Essential Oils prior to February 11th, 2008, correct?
Correct.
He was a director-level sales, regional sales manager, correct?
Correct.
And at the time, there were no others. As far as, were you aware of any other network marketing companies selling essential oils at that time, other than Young Living? Oops, sorry, scroll.
There were several. There were others, yes.
And when you were discussing this new company with Mr. Harrison, and that there were rumors about a new company, tell us what it is that you were discussing with him.
Mr. Smith says objection, asked and answered, and the court says overruled. Herbert says, we discussed I expressed concern about the instability of Young Living.
Okay. I was talking about, I understand that you were expressing concerns about the instability of Young Living. My question is different than that. I didn't ask you about what you thought about Young Living. I asked you what were the rumors that you were discussing with Justin Harrison about the new oil company prior to February of 2008.
Mr. Smith says, I would object. The question previously posed did not limit it to the new company. Rather, it was what was discussed. He trusted the witness responding to what was discussed in the communications.
What I asked him, Your Honor, was what were the rumors about the new oil company that you were discussing with Justin Harrison?
Mr. Smith says, no, the record speaks for itself. That was not the question. The court says, why don't we start over with a new question?
Sure. What were the rumors about the new oil company that you were discussing with Justin Harrison prior to February 8, 2008?
Mr. Smith says, objection, lack of foundation as to what the rumors were. And then, if there was discussion with Harrison, it's a hearsay statement.
First of all, that would be an admission of a party opponent.
The court says it's non-hearsay. I think that there's sufficient foundation. Go ahead. Herbert says, will you repeat the question, please?
For the love of God. Oh, sure. What were the questions you were asking? What were the rumors about the new oil company that you were discussing with Justin Harrison prior to February 8th, 2008?
That there was one starting, that there was another one starting.
Okay, and what else?
You know, that was how many years ago?
Let me just ban this sex bot real quick, sorry.
Let me just ban. I'm just gonna ban certain people real
bot.
quick. Yeah, the bot. I'm gonna make this smaller so the sex bot can be off the screen. God. The things you never thought about worrying about streaming online.
We usually don't get those. I'm surprised.
It says Cat's muted, but I think... Can y'all hear Cat?
What?
I can hear you.
Yeah?
Hold on. On your stream? Oh, we banned him on your stream. Hold on. Block user. I blocked him on yours.
Oh, okay.
But it says, Eloise says she can't hear Cat. Hold on.
Oh, no.
Let me see.
Let me mute and... Let's see. I don't...
No, I can hear you on my stream.
Okay,
Let me go to
weird.
your stream real quick.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Boo. Well, we know that yours is working.
Nope, I don't think we can hear him on yours.
Mine's not working the whole time?
You understand?
Dang it.
Wow.
Dang it. That sucks. I'm going to be... Cat's live stream, I'm going to be able to download this and give it to Cat so she can upload it. So just come over to my stream. It's my fault.
I'm so sorry.
So,
they
no,
can't even
it's
hear me.
it's totally my fault. I do not understand.
I mean, it seems like probably but I don't think that there would be anything that you could do to fix that. It might just be the... I don't
Because
know.
it's coming through. I mean, we hear you on my
Yeah.
stream, so it doesn't make sense that I'm so sorry,
all
Cat
good.
stream. Come over to my channel. I'm downloading this for her after we finish, and she can upload it to her channel. That's totally
wonder if
my fault.
I can leave a comment on there really quick.
Okay. Sorry about that.
No, that's totally not your fault. Okay.
Let me see why we can't.
The sound is working on DC's channel. I don't know why it's not picking it up here. Sad face. Okay.
I'm so sorry, Cat. This is obviously
You're
we're gonna
fine.
have
This
to
is
go
totally
back
not
to,
your fault.
we're gonna have to go over to back to StreamYard, I guess. Man, I thought this was gonna work. Let me try this. Let me try chat. I'm just gonna try one thing. Testing.
That's so weird.
It's frustrating that happened to you. Let me see if I
Man,
can hear it on
Mr.
your
Top is
channel.
really trying to figure out anything he can. I mean, it's understandable, but Gerbert is not wanting to say anything more.
I still can't hear you. Darn it.
Yeah, boo.
Shoot.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I have that comment there.
Okay. All right. Okay, we're going back. Testing. All right. Can you say something and see if the live chat can still hear you on mine?
Test.
Okay. Yeah, you're coming through loud and clear, so there's no.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Oh, well.
Sorry.
It's totally fine.
My own fault for trying to work around freaking StreamYard. So
We're learning.
we're learning.
You're
God
good.
dang it. It's awful learning. Learning's the worst. Oh, dear God. What's going on? Okay, we're going back over here.
Good.
Minimize.
Okay.
All right. Okay. I got him, I think. I think I got the sex bots. I think I got him. All right. Okay.
194. Okay, so that was how many years ago?
Well, do you remember this call distinctly and... Well, you remember this call distinctly and you remember these conversations. So I just want to test your memory, sir, so we can get accurate testimony in front of a jury. What were all the conversations you were having about this new company that were being formed that you knew David Hill was involved in?
Mr. Smith says, I'll object to the preamble by counsel, Your Honor. It's prejudicial when he describes it that way to the jury. And the court says, I'll strike that. Just go ahead and answer the question. Back to Mr. Toth.
Let's just back up for a second. You already testified that you knew David Hill was involved in this oil company prior to February 8th, 2008, correct?
Mr. Smith says, objection.
You just testified to that a minute ago.
Mr. Smith says, objection. Misstates the witness's testimony, and the court says, overruled.
Go ahead.
Herbert says, I don't remember testifying that I knew that.
You don't remember just saying in this courtroom that you knew Dr. Hill was involved in a new oil company prior to February 8th, 2008?
No.
Okay, so I guess I can re-ask the question. Do you want to... What did you know about Dr. Hill's involvement in the new oil company prior to February 8th, 2008?
What did I know about Dr. Hill's involvement prior to February 2008? I cannot remember whether at that point I knew he was involved or not.
And what about Emily Wright? Did you know whether or not she was involved? Had you heard any rumors about that?
I can't remember that.
Had you heard any rumors that anyone who was a former employee of Young Living was forming a new essential oil company prior to February 8th, 2008?
Again, I don't remember that specifically.
Live chat, Mr. Toth got permission to treat Mr. Herbert as a hostile witness, so that means I'm pretty sure it means he can lead the witness. And that's what getting permission to treat a witness as hostile means, from my understanding. You can learn more about that on Emily D. Baker's most recent podcast, because she talks about it, what treating someone as a hostile witness means. But yes, Sam, these are leading because he got permission to do it.
Am I on line 22? Or no? Sorry.
Yes.
Okay, but you had heard about this new oil company prior to February 8th, 2008?
Mr. Hawkins says, objection, foundation, quote, this new oil company, end quote. The court says overruled, and back to Herbert. Yes, I did know about a new oil company.
And you knew about that because of the rumors you had heard, correct?
Yes.
And you had discussed those rumors with Mr. Harrison, correct?
Yes.
Had you and Mr. Harrison ever discussed who the founders of this new oil company were going to be?
Mr. Smith says objection, asked and answered, and the court says overruled. Back to Herbert, he says, I don't recall whether or not we discussed who the founders were going to be.
Did Mr. Harrison ever tell you that he had a suspicion that it was, for example, David Hill.
Mr. Smith says, objection, lack of foundation, calls for speculation, and the court says overruled. Herbert says, repeat the question, please.
Sure. Did you, or Mr. Harrison, did Mr. Harrison ever tell you in those discussions prior to February 8th, 2008, that he suspected that David Hill was involved in the new oil company?
I don't recall that.
Let's just close out this line of questioning, sir. Other than discussing the rumors about the new oil company with Justin Harrison prior to February 8th, 2008, can you give us any detail on what those rumors were, or what you discussed with Mr. Harrison?
A new oil company, an opportunity for me to look at increasing another option of income.
What did you know about? So you discussed with Mr. Harrison that this new oil company might be something that you'd be interested in?
Sure. I've joined many multi-level companies, yes.
My question is here, you had discussed with Mr. Harrison prior to February 8th of 2008 the idea that this new company might be interesting to you, correct?
I told him I wanted to be part of it.
Prior to February 8th, 2008.
Yes.
So when did you first have a conversation with Mr. Harrison where you told him that you wanted to be part of this new rumored oil company?
I don't recall a specific date.
Okay, so I just want to make sure we're clear in our testimony. Prior to February 8th, 2008, you had a conversation with Mr. Harrison where you told him you were interested in being part of this new oil company that you had heard rumors about.
Yes.
Is that fair? Is that accurate?
Yes.
But you cannot remember the dates that you had, the date or dates that you had those conversations. But it was prior to February 8th, 2008, correct?
Prior to, yes.
I'm curious, sir, when you were looking at this new rumored oil company prior to February 8th, 2008, what did you do to investigate this new oil company to make that determination that you were interested in being a part of it?
I kept asking questions.
To whom?
To Justin.
Prior to February 8th, 2008, you were asking other questions to Justin about this new oil company. Is that correct?
Yes.
What kind of questions were you asking to Mr. Harrison?
Do you know anything about the comp plan? Do you know anything about any details? Do you know anything about the oils? Do you know anything about what they were going to do?
That was all information that you were getting from Mr. Harrison so that you could investigate whether it would be a good opportunity for you. Correct?
Mr. Smith says, objection. Question is compound as phrased, assumes facts not in evidence, and the court says rephrase.
So let me just set this up bit by bit. Prior to February 8th, 2000. Wait, what?
Sorry. Kira, she just found out what they are announcing on November 1st.
Okay, what is it, Kira? You want to hop
What?
on? Kira, if you can hop on, I'll send you
You
the
want to
link.
hop on?
Let me send, if you can hop on.
What?
Okay. Is it copied? Copy.
Oh my gosh.
Copied. Okay, Kira, I'm sending it to Instagram if you want to hop on. New. I'm trying to send it to Instagram. New. Okay, I'm trying. Instagram.
She said it's so not exciting. I'm dying. What?
Oh my god.
What
Here.
is it? What? They're hyping it up.
They're literally hyping it up. Hold on. Kira, I just sent you a link. If you want to hop on.
What is
You
it?
can only hope.
She can't hop on.
Okay, she's going to send it to us. Okay. We'll read it right now. So live chat, you can be the first.
This is special news
Yes.
announcement.
Tell us. I'm opening. I have Instagram.
It's
right
not
here.
exciting.
Dude,
They're hyping it up like
Ben
you're saying
Riley.
it's exciting.
Oh my God.
Do you have it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's the title. What? The continue website. Do
Drop
you want me to
off.
read it?
Yeah. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Young Living Essential Oils. Hello, Diamonds. Do not share with your teams until 5 p.m. Mountain Time on November 1st. What up? We're dropping this. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Big
You can put a copy
enhance.
on the screen.
Yeah, let me try that. Let's see. Okay. We'll show you that we're actually reading this from. Oh no, that's yeah. Quit. Let me just move this over here. Sorry, I'm getting it set up. Okay. All right. Tab. Instagram. Let me just go back over here for 1 second because I don't want to show my private chats. Okay. I'm looking. Come on. All right. Okay. I have it. Okay.
Here it
Hello, Diamonds. Please do not share with your teams until 5 p.m. Mountain Time on November 1st. Big enhancements are coming to the Fast Start bonus and loyalty rewards starting Tuesday, November 1st. These enhancements will make it simpler to get people started on loyalty rewards, share wellness through Young Living, and maximize earning potential. These enhancements come as we ask ourselves, how could we best support you? You've taken it upon yourself to create a life of wellness, purpose, and abundance for you and your family. We want to partner with you as you share that passion and ignite it in others. That's why we're introducing 3 big enhancements by way of a simplified sharing model we've designed to positively impact your business building and help each new brand partner you enroll get started on the right foot. Using this model will make it easier than ever to start, share, and succeed with Young Living. Here's how. Start. It's easier than ever to get others started as Young Living brand partners, especially with the new loyalty rewards enrollment bundles we're rolling out for the US and Canada to add to our current lineup of starter bundles. Oh my God. These brand new bundles help enrollees easily take advantage of loyalty rewards by adding this quick, easy loyalty rewards eligible item to their cart. In the US, we're introducing the Premium Aroma Loyalty Bundle. Wholesale $135 PV 100, which includes top oils for whole body and whole home harmony, and the Thieves Home Loyalty Bundle, wholesale $160, point value, personal volume 100, which is a great introduction to our beloved Thieves line. In Canada, we're rolling out the Premium Aroma Essential Rewards Starter Bundle, wholesale $165 Canadian dollars, personal volume 100, which also features a lineup of our best-selling premium oils. All 3 bundles are eligible from the time of enrollment for loyalty rewards or monthly essential rewards orders in Canada and earn you, the enroller, a $25 enrollment bonus. Boy, share. Sharing wellness is the gift that keeps on giving. That's why we've enhanced the Fast Start bonus so you and those you enroll can earn even greater rewards. Oh, and there's a little asterisk. The brand, and here's what I'll just wait to read that to the end. With a more generous payout, starting with the first month. First level enrollers can receive a 50% bonus of each of their enrollees' orders, as well as the $25 starter bundle bonus when someone enrolls with a qualifying bundle. To get the most out of this change, focus on helping 2 new people get started on their journey each month. Do that, and together, you'll all succeed. As you continue sharing your passion, you'll inspire and empower others along the way to do the same, to keep up the energy and excitement of those first months as a brand partner. we're adding another reward. Your new enrollee will receive a free Desert Mist Diffuser when they place a second 50 PV loyalty reward order. Additionally, the 2 and 3 month Fast Start bonus payouts will remain the same, with up to 25% going to the first qualified brand partner enroller and 10% going to the second qualified brand partner enroller. We'll have more details about these enhancements available after 5 p.m. Mountain Time on November 1st at US.
No.
What happened?
It's apparently the sound. Your sound is going in and out, cutting out multiple.
It might be
fields of
buffering.
that, and it keeps buffering.
Hold on.
It's repeatedly buffering. I wonder if it's Ecamm.
I don't think so. Well, I mean, I've been streaming on this all week, so I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so. Well, I mean, I've been streaming on this all week. Mine sounds fine.
Do you see all the comments though?
Yeah, I see him. I'm just saying it might have to buffer because I'm on my phone listening to it. So I'm saying it should buffer eventually, meaning like it's going to be clear when it finally buffers, but it's going, it's fine. Like I'm watching it on my stream.
Okay.
So wait, maybe this is on. Let me go to mine. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I'll just have to keep this for mine and not do it with. Okay, the sound sounds fine on this one, but maybe it's not working.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
That's not very.
I don't see any connections on issues on mine. Let me look at my internet. Do you want to keep reading? You want to read the little statement at the bottom? Let me move this up.
Yeah, it says in the meantime, you can find shareable assets and shareables, or find assets and shareables to help spread the word about these enhancements. And so there's a little link there. And then the little asterisk was the brand partner sales earnings disclosed are potential gross earnings and not net of other business expenses, and not necessarily representative of the actual income, if any actual income that a brand partner can or will earn through the Young Living sales compensation plan. A brand partner's earnings will depend on individual diligence, work effort, sales skill, and market conditions. Young Living does not guarantee any income or rank success. See the income disclosure statement for detailed earnings information per rank. Doesn't that just make you want to join?
Yeah. Sounds awful. Let me see. I don't even know.
So it'll be interesting to see kind of how they continue to promote this and push that information out there about it being so exciting and life-changing for Young Living.
I don't see how, like, one, you're paying a lot more. You're paying a lot more money to get 100 PV, so it's $135 plus tax. Canada, 165 Canadian dollars plus tax, so you're almost paying $200 for only 100 PV. So it's just awful. So let me see if we're still live. Maybe we're not still live. Let me see. It says we're still live. We'll see what happens. We may not be. It may just. The weird thing is, I've streamed probably 10 streams with this, and no problem. So I'm not. I tested it out all week before we did this, so I'm not sure what's going on. I don't think it's you. I think it's just. This may just be a solo thing, which is frustrating. But we had an okay time last night with it too. It's just the. Oh well. Okay.
All right. So, and Mombi, she'll be posting it all on her story soon if y'all need to read it for yourselves.
Perfect.
So, great resource to have there.
Yep. Alrighty.
Yeah. In essence, though, it's just a bunch of incentives for new recruits to try to get their numbers up.
Yep. And to get people continuing to order long enough that they want to stay, because I think they have some kind of data that if you order for whatever 3 months that you end up staying with Young Living for longer. So they're trying to like do something. If I go back, it sounds okay. Yeah. So I'm not sure. It says my connection is okay. So I'm not, let me try. Whoops, wrong. What just happened? I'm not sure. It says my connection's okay. I'm just not sure why it's still buffering. Let me go ahead and I'm just going to end the broadcast on your channel.
Okay.
And then we'll see if that fixes it. Because it might just be buffering. It might just be going to 2 people.
Yeah.
But we will have the recording. Mine always records locally, so I will have that recording. That'll be crispy for everybody. So hopefully that'll work.
Okay. That works.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing exciting, nor does it prove that they aren't hurting like they claim. If anything, it proves they are more desperate for new recruits. Right. And it's funny because in that chat with Andrew Armstrong with corporate, he was talking about how now is the time historically for Young Living to be doing really well, like around November time and everything. And so it's interesting that they are adding this onto that time that they're supposedly doing so great.
Yeah.
It's weird that they're not saving this for maybe a slower time of the year. Like he mentioned, it does slow down at other times. So
yep. I wonder if they're trying to get past, because January normally was awful for them because people spent a crap ton of money in December and November. So Black Friday, then the December stuff, and then January, normally people would drop ranks in January. So I'm wondering if they're trying to push people past that January slow period so they don't want to hop on over to some of the other essential oil companies that are, not essential oil, but other MLM companies that are swooping up their people. So who knows? Okay. Do we want to keep reading or do we need to do we need to stop for this today?
No. What do you think?
Oh, geez.
Let's see.
I
This
don't
is
even
kind
know.
of
We're just-
chaotic.
It is. So we're at an hour. Maybe we should like try for Wednesday to finish this, or I don't want to like.
Yeah,
if
we can
it's-
try that.
It's a ripoff. And seriously, poor Canada. Yeah. Seriously.
What's going with Canada?
Just that it's so expensive for them and they're only getting 100 PB.
Oh, yes.
And they still have the same, I think they still have the same PB requirements to rank up that the US does, even though they're paying more for, I mean, I guess it's similar, but you still pay a lot more in Canada for stuff. So.
What page are we on right now?
See, now the stream is totally fine. I bet it was streaming to 2 platforms. So, but again, this is recording locally. So that the file I send to Kat should be perfect for her channel. And if mine is messed up, we will just re-upload it and we have all the comments on the screen. So we won't lose the live chat. Sorry
What
about
page
that,
is
guys.
this?
We're on page 226.
Okay.
So how many more pages is it for the till the
It's 270 is when it starts across by Smith.
Okay. Do you want to just read to like 240 or something and then, well, or what do you want to do? Okay.
Wait, where are we at right now? I'm sorry.
226. So that would be
220.
like 14 pages. Or
Yeah,
do you want,
we can do
okay.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Alrighty.
We're back. I don't know what line I'm on. Surprise, surprise. I think we're on line 12.
I know I did 8.
Okay, so maybe I'm
Rephrase.
okay.
Yeah. Okay. Rephrase. The court says rephrase.
Okay, so let me just set this up bit by bit. Prior to February 8th, 2008, you were having conversations with Mr. Harrison to get more information about the comp plan, the oils, those types of things. Is that accurate?
I can't see the full
Sorry,
page.
I don't know what's going on. Let me zoom out.
Sorry,
Oh my
y'all.
god.
We're trying.
There we go. We're trying, Your
There we
Honor.
go.
We're trying.
Okay, to Justin. Yes.
What type of information did Mr. Harrison provide you about this new oil company in those conversations?
Mr. Smith says, again, prior to 2008.
Yes.
And Herbert says, he really didn't know a lot about it.
Well, this was you doing your due diligence, right?
Mr. Smith says, objection, Your Honor. The objection is the witness was still answering when he was interrupted by counsel because he didn't like the response, I think. The witness said he didn't know a lot about it and was still answering before he was interrupted by Mr. Toth.
I don't believe I interrupted him. I liked his testimony just fine, Your Honor. That's why I was asking what did he say.
The court says, I'll allow you to follow up with that on cross. Go ahead, Mr. Toth.
Thank you, Your Honor. So, what information did Mr. Harrison give you in those conversations prior to February 8th, 2008 about this new oil company? Maybe this will help, Mr. Let me back up because I'm not sure, you look confused. Take a step back. You told me that he gave you information about the comp plan. Do you remember that? You said, quote, I discussed the comp plan with him, end quote.
Mr. Hawkins says, objection, foundation. Mr. Smith says, misstates the testimony. Mr. Hawkins says, misstates the testimony. And the court says, overruled. Back to Mr. Toth.
Go ahead.
I did not state we discussed the comp plan.
What information did you get from Justin Harrison prior to February 8, 2008 in those conversations you testified you were having with him about the new oil company?
The information that I got was very, very basic, that there was a new oil company, and I wanted to join with this new oil company to have the opportunity to increase my income.
And, sir, my question is, I asked you, what did you do to investigate this new oil company prior to February 8th, 2008? You said you had conversations with Mr. Harrison about that, correct?
Correct.
And I'm trying to understand, sir, what information did you glean from your conversations with Mr. Harrison to do your investigation of this new oil company? Can you share with us what information you learned from Mr. Harrison in those conversations?
There may have been discussions about who started the company, who was involved as far as Dr. Hill, and other than that, specifics, I don't remember, other than I trusted Justin. I trusted Dr. Hill.
Okay, so prior to February 8th, 2008, how many conversations, I'm just asking for an estimate, sir. How many conversations do you believe you had with Mr. Harrison about this new oil company as you were doing your investigation of it?
I'm not sure I can answer that specifically, other than we talked all the time. Chances are, when I say, quote, all the time, end quote, we talked on a regular basis. We talked about the company. We talked about personal stuff. So
it's fair to say that you likely had several conversations with him prior to February 8th, 2008.
Several. More than 3, yeah.
More than 3.
Okay.
Likely as far back as even January of 2008, correct? Because this is February 8th.
That I don't know.
Okay, but at least 3 conversations with Mr. Harrison prior to that date about this new oil company.
Yes.
And you talked about who might have been involved in the new oil company, correct? Including Dr. Hill?
Mr. Smith says, objection, misstates the witness's testimony. It's asked and answered, and the court says overruled. Back to Mr. Herbert. We talked about Dr. Hill.
Okay, and what did Mr. Harrison tell you about Dr. Hill's involvement with the new oil company?
That he may be involved.
Anything else at all?
Not that I remember, no.
Okay, so let's put a little finer point on this. As of this time, you're doing an investigation of this new oil company, and you've been talking to Mr. Harrison about it, correct?
I was talking to Justin, yes.
And you've told us so far that you did talk with Justin about Dr. Hill's involvement in the company, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. What other information other than that did Mr. Harrison provide you about this new oil company prior to February 8th, 2008?
A new oil company. Other than that, specific details, I don't remember specifics. Other than there's a new oil company and that Dr. Hill is involved. And I told him if Dr. Hill is involved, then I want to be involved.
So you learned from Mr. Harrison that Dr. Hill was involved in this new company, correct?
Mr. Smith says objection, misstates the witness's testimony, and the court says sustained.
Did you and Mr. Harrison discuss Dr. Hill's involvement in this new oil company?
Mr. Smith says objection, asked and answered, and the court says sustained.
Did you learn from someone else that Dr. Hill was involved in this new oil company?
Mr. Smith says objection, may call for hearsay.
It's a yes or no question.
The court says overruled, and Herbert says pardon. The court says overruled, you can go ahead and answer. Mr. Smith said just yes or no. Correct, Your Honor? The court says that's right. Herbert says there may have been other conversations with other people. I don't remember specifics.
Okay, but you did learn from Mr. Harrison that Dr. Hill was involved in the new oil company, correct?
Mr. Hawkins says asked and answered. Mr. Smith says and misstates the witness's testimony. The court says sustained.
What did Mr. Harrison tell you about Dr. Hill's involvement in the new oil company?
That he may be involved with the new oil company.
And your response to him was, if Dr. Hill is involved, I want to be involved?
Mr. Smith says objection, asked and answered. The court says sustained.
Other than Dr. Hill's involvement in this new oil company, was that the only piece of information that you needed to decide that you wanted to be involved in the new oil company?
Mr. Smith says objection, misstates the witness's testimony, assumes facts not in evidence.
Your Honor.
The court says overruled. Mr. Herbert says, restate your question, please.
Sure. Other than Dr. Hill's involvement in this new oil company, was there any other information that you needed to decide you wanted to join the new oils company?
No.
That was it?
Yeah.
Okay. You weren't interested in what the comp plan looked like?
At that point, no.
You weren't interested in the quality of the oils they were selling?
I trust Dr. Hill.
You were interested? You were interested in where they were sourcing the oils?
That's all comes out later.
Well, I'm asking at this time.
At this point, no. Just because I join a network marketing company doesn't mean that I'm going to do anything with it.
Okay, so what is your recollection of what you discussed with Mr. Harrison on this February 8th phone call?
He told me he was leaving Young Living, and my relationship with Justin was such that it was almost like a father-son relationship. We went back. I was at his wedding. We talked a lot socially. You know, we were friends. We are friends still. And when he told me he was leaving because of my training as a mortgage broker, as a loan officer, he was leaving a good job, a solid job with stability in his life for his family. And I was very concerned about him and his family for that reason.
And did you share that with him on this call?
I did.
He told you he was thinking about going over and joining the new oil company in this call, correct?
No, he didn't.
Even though you had been talking to him about this new oil company for a while prior to this call, correct?
Prior to that call, we had talked about it, yes.
Yeah, and did you tell him that did you discuss at all the new oil company called DOTERRA in this February, strike that, Did you discuss with him anything about a new oil company in this February of 2008 phone call?
Yes, I reiterated to him that in the phone call that I was ready to join
The new oil company.
the new oil company
In this phone call.
in this phone call.
And he told you he was thinking about joining that new oil company in this phone call, correct?
No,
So you told him, let me get this straight. You told him you were going to join the new oil company, and he didn't tell you anything about that he was going to be, whether he was going to be involved?
no.
He,
Because I specifically asked him, quote, "Where are you going? What are you going to do?" End quote. He says, quote, "Don't worry about me. I am fine." End quote.
did he tell you your testimony? Let me make sure I understand this. He didn't say anything about the call he had the previous night with Rob James and Gina Truman. Didn't say a word about that?
Mr. Hawkins says objection, asked and answered, and the court says overruled. Mr. Herbert says, I don't recall that being in the phone call.
And you actually called back Mr. Harrison the next day on February 9th. And since you remembered that February 8th phone call so well, I want to ask you, do you remember that February 9th phone call as well?
I don't.
Let's put that up. Maybe that will help you refresh your recollection. Sir, this is going to be page Exhibit 21. Page
Redact.
103. Oh god. Okay.
This has been an interesting stream. I feel like the last few of them have been really good and we've been like on point and everything's been
Yeah.
working out. It's been great.
Yeah, I was trying to like find a new streaming service because StreamYard hasn't been working for me on my other stream. So I was like,
really?
no. So
Oh
like,
no, it's not just that. It's just like
yeah.
some of the my
Oh no,
highlighting.
you've been great. I've been like, oh what? Let's not put sound on Kat's stream. So it's like been awful. Sorry. Okay, we're back. And
Yep.
We're
21.
back. Let's put, okay, first let me ask you, sir, is redacted your phone number?
Yes, it is.
Is that a business phone or a cell phone?
Cell phone.
Is that your personal cell phone?
It was at the time, yes. Yes, it is.
Okay, and do you recall him leaving you a voicemail at approximately 4:29 p.m. on that day?
I do not recall.
And this, it appears that you called him back. That's an incoming call from your cell phone for 11 minutes on February 9th. Do you recall that?
Not specifically, but I'm sure he must have. If the record's there, it doesn't lie.
Did he, when you called him back, did he tell you anything about the phone call that he had had with David Hill only a few hours earlier?
I don't recall that, no.
Did he ever tell you that he was communicating regularly with David Hill during this time period?
I don't recall.
You don't recall him ever sharing any information that he was discussing with David Hill?
I don't recall, no.
So, what is your best recollection of this phone call on February 9th at 5:12 p.m.?
My best recollection is that it could have been over a number of things. It could have been about doTERRA, it could have been about Justin leaving, it could have been about his kids, specifically.
Fair enough, sir. What I really want to understand is, part of what we do here is we try to probe memory as best we can. I don't want to put words in your mouth. Do you remember actually talking to him about doTERRA, kids, leaving Young Living in this call, or do you have no recollection of that at all?
I do not have recollection of that all.
Seeing this phone record up here doesn't help you remember this call, correct?
Doesn't help me remember what we talked about.
Let me ask another question. Maybe this will help refresh your recollection. Did he tell you that he has been speaking with Lillian Shepard that day?
I don't recall.
Do you recall Mr. Harrison in this early February time period ever telling you that Lillian Shepard was going to be involved in the new oil company?
I don't recall any of that, no.
And is it your testimony, sir, that what you told Mr. Harrison was since you had learned that David Hill was going to be involved in the new oil company, that was sufficient reason. For that reason, you wanted to join the new oil company.
Mr. Smith says, objection misstates a witness's testimony. And the court says overruled. And Mr. Herbert. I always want to say Gerbert and I have to stop
I know, it was
myself.
my fault.
Mr. Herbert says, please repeat the question.
Sure. Is it your testimony that you had told Mr. Harrison that the reason you had decided to join this new oil company was because of David Hill being involved in the company?
Yes.
Correct? And that's information you had learned prior to February 8th, 2008, correct?
Yes.
So did you ever say to Justin Harrison, quote, if you're going to the new oil company, I'm going with you, end quote?
No.
So if he testified to that on the stand, you'd disagree with that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I apologize, Mr. Herbert. I'm striking out some things in my outline we've covered. Beg your indulgence quickly. You continue to talk to Mr. Harrison about this new oil company throughout February, correct?
I would say so, yes.
And did he tell you he was going to be doing a meeting in St. George on February 28th? That's a bad question because it's confusing as to when he told you that. I'm sorry. Let me back up. Did he ever tell you that he was going to be doing a meeting, conducting a meeting in St. George in February 2008?
Did he ever state that to me?
Yes.
Probably right before the meeting.
And in fact, do you recall having several phone calls with him the day immediately? Do you recall having a conversation with him on February 27th, the day before that meeting?
I don't recall specifically.
Do you recall that he had a meeting that he was at Gina Truman's house on in February of 2008?
Yes.
Should we just finish this page?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
And I'll represent to you, sir, that that meeting occurred on February 28th of 2008, okay?
Okay.
Does that sound right to you?
Sure.
We'll look at some documents. Hopefully that will help nail down the date for horseshoes here that will do. Okay. Do you recall speaking with Mr. Harrison several times on the phone prior to that meeting on February 28th, 2008?
I don't recall how many times we talked.
Do you recall discussing with him prior to the meeting who was going to be attending the meeting?
No.
You have no recollection of that at all?
No.
What were you talking to him about on February 28th, 2008?
Probably the meeting.
And you don't recall any of the specific subjects about the meeting you would have been talking to him about?
All right.
Yeah, we're done.
What done?
We're done.
Holy, well, yeah. So you don't recall? No, I do not recall. You still don't recall? No, I do not recall. It's literally the same dance throughout this whole trial. Do you recall? No. Can I help you recall? Objection. What? Yeah, it's like objection. Don't help him recall. Okay, got it. Do you recall? No, I don't.
He is the worst direct, in my opinion.
Yeah, if you're thinking about going to law school, this is confusing. This is confusing to if you are saying, "Oh, wait, right mid-sentence, I need to rethink it." You could just finish your thought, say strike that from the record, and then ask a different question. Oh my god. I love the serious, very serious dramatic reading. Oh my god. Well, we've been yeah, we're on page 1115 of which is the transcript document page, but we're on page 242 of the PDF. So we have we have like 80 pages to go, I think. Or close.
And part of that is going to be additional notes at the end.
Sidebars,
So.
yep, sidebars. Love it. Well,
so
we're gonna get the technical difficulties sorted out for next stream. I was trying to make sure the comments were on the stream for the whole time, but that obviously was a trash fire. So we're going to try to figure this out for next time.
And hopefully I'll have sound next time.
Yes, no, we for sure will. We're either gonna do it in StreamYard 100%, or we're gonna find one where we can both co-stream out of. That's not me streaming on here and then doing it through StreamYard, because how far along are you? Oh, a quarter of the way.
Yeah.
There's
A little bit
4,000
over.
pages in this transcript, and we're on page 1,115. So it's a whole.
But
it's a
that's
whole
including
moment.
all the sidebars and all the extra
Yeah.
notes that,
Yeah.
yeah.
And we don't read the sidebars. At least
Mm-mm.
we don't read them in in these live ones. We don't. So we're trying to. I don't know. We're trying to do all the things, but it's taking us a while to get. That's okay, Sky. We're trying to get through all these for sure. If y'all could go subscribe to Kat's channel. She's gonna be posting this video. I'm gonna try to post it on my community page so y'all can go like her video and help her with the analytics, because I goofed this up. StreamYard was like, no sound for Kat, no sound for you, which is awful. So if y'all can go subscribe to her, and I'm gonna send her the video right now, and when she uploads it, if y'all could like it, that would be incredible. Like her video, that would be incredible. So sorry, Kat.
You're good. You're good.
I feel so bad.
Next time we'll finish the direct by Toth and then start the cross by Smith, probably.
Yep. And we're moving through these witnesses now, which is great, because we were talking to Justin Harrison for a million billion years, and that's an exaggeration, but we're almost through Mr. Herbert, or Gerbert, as I said last time, and now we can't unhear it. So yeah, yep. All right.
Awesome.
Well, live chat, thanks so much. We will catch you on the next live stream, and thanks for hanging in with us as the technical difficulties happen. So we'll see you next time. So bye.